Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now. All right, Jefferson, man, 2023, man, pretty decent year for you so far. You derailed Joey Davis in March, and you won the title in August. How do you look at the year so far?
There we go. Yeah, the year so far, it's been a lot of up, little down, and we're just gonna keep going in that direction.
Yeah,
That's
it's
about it.
definitely.
And no, it's been a breakout year for me. I mean, I was honestly after the Rashkov fight when I fought for Cage Warriors, I kind of thought possibly I was done. Just quite wasn't there. My mind wasn't there. And really, it was all my coach, Coach Joe Stevenson, that really got me up and was like, "Dude, you're not done." And I worked a regular job for a little bit, and then I realized, like, nah, man, I'm not leaving out on that the way I just left out. So I was like, let's get to it, and we just started going to work, and we got some fights lined up, and then we just started knocking them out of the park, and now we're here. So, yeah, it's been a great year.
How was that, man? Going back to regular life, How
Dude,
was that?
it's crazy, man. Okay, so I used to live at the arena, which is the old gym I used to train out of. So like I've been doing this for 10 years, like literally only training. I've worked a couple jobs, like night jobs and stuff like that, but nothing like I started working construction after the loss. I was like, damn, dude, this shit sucks. I was like, this shit is terrible. Kudos to all the hard blue collar men out there who make it happen because it was tough, man. I was like, damn, I went from being like a complete full-time athlete to just like going back to regular life, and I realized how unhappy I was. And I was like, nah, I can't leave like that. I was like, I got to get back in there. So um I just made the decision to like put all my eggs in that basket and just go. Just take the leap of faith. And it's paid off.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Those conversations
Yeah.
with Joe Stevens must have, been beneficial in many ways.
Yeah, a lot of growing up. He's gone through a lot. Joe Stevenson, he's lived the life of being a fighter, and now he's a coach, and so he understands the struggles and just everything that comes with it. And he knew I was down and out, or knew that I was upset about the matter,
Mm.
and he really was like, he's like, I don't buy it, and I was kind of like, okay. And then it took me a while. I was working my job for probably a year, and then I was like, okay, I got to get back in there. I was like, I just have to. And yeah, so he's been kind of a lifesaver, and somebody I really look up to and admire.
Yeah, man. Joe Stevenson. I think a lot of the new fans of the sport, because there's been a lot of new fans over the years, right? They have
There
no
has
idea who Joe
no
Stevenson is. They
idea.
need to go back and learn.
Yeah, 100%. All of his fights were great, and he's fought some of the best in the game. Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, his loss to BJ sucks. Hopefully, he doesn't watch this me saying it, but dude, he got to fight the legend. BJ's
Yeah.
a legend. You can't take that away from him, and he's done just such amazing things in the sport, and then he's just an even better person. So I'm just blessed to have him in my corner, and be on my side. You know,
Yeah, it's been a great combination, man. Let's talk about the title fight,
yeah.
the win, the performance. What is your assessment?
Um, Honestly, after I wasn't really that happy. It was good. Don't get me wrong. I like having the belt shiny. It's nice. It looks great.
Mm.
But my performance overall, I just I just thought that one, I should have got the finish in the third, and then I come out really composed and relaxed, and sometimes that ends up just like it's never my downfall, but I need to put my foot on the gas more. And with this upcoming fight, this next fight's 5 round fight, and I asked for the 5 rounds. I want the 5 rounds. I want the championship fight. Um, because I think the longer the fight goes, the more I get these guys out of here. All the title fights that I have had, were 3 rounds. When I fought Lamar, it was a draw. When I fought Ozzy, unanimous decision. But like, if there's 2 more rounds on either one of those fights, I just think I get him out of there. And of course, before we go to the big show, I want to fight 5 rounds. I want to, whether we go all 5 or not, I just know, like, in my head, that's a mental thing that, like, hey, you could go 5 rounds. There's no 15 minutes and we just walk out of here. You're going to be in here another 2 rounds. So that was really important. It's really important for me as, I'm growing and trying to get to the big show. So,
Speaking with you right now, this is the first time we've ever done an interview, but I watched a video
yeah.
of you from 9 years ago, and
Okay.
yeah, I think you're
Which
fighting for
one?
like Epic. You're fighting for Epic, I believe.
Oh, I think that's my first amateur fight you're talking
Oh,
about.
is
I
it? Is
think.
it? Hey,
What
it's a
happened in the
beautiful thing.
video?
It's like you said, like if I win, I'm gonna go party. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I was like a stupid young 18-year-old kid. I was a shit show, but yeah, man, that was my first amateur fight ever.
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
um, dude, that's crazy. I haven't watched that video in a long, long time.
Yeah.
My whole family was there. It was crazy. I was scared. That's the only fight I've ever been scared. I was
Mhm.
like, dude, I need to get out of here. I was like, I don't like this. And then after, when I knocked the guy out, I was like, dude, this is the greatest thing in the world. And so ever since then, man, I just been hooked and I
Yeah.
haven't stopped. So that's funny
Yeah,
though
man.
that you've watched that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see that because it's the maturity of, your career, right? From that first amateur
Yeah.
fight to now you're a champion in a big regional promotion and you're like knocking at the door of the major promotions. It's just part of the journey, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And the journey's been long. I think I've kind of taken the long road. I think earlier, not really as an amateur, but early as a pro, I just wasn't as active as I should have been.
Mhm.
And that was just me getting hard to get fights and injured and just not quite dialing everything in like it was supposed to. And now I'm just like, dude, I can fight. I could take a fight. It don't matter. They can call me on like 5 days and I'd be like, yeah, I can make weight. I can show up and I'll do it. And so, um, just doing all the little things right, man. It takes a long time to learn the game and really like learn how to do this the proper way. And I've had great leaders, I've had great coaches to be able to mentor me and mold me into the fighter I am. And I'm forever grateful for that.
Speaking of staying active, man, this title defense is less than three
Yeah.
months after your title win. Joaquin Lopez, how do you feel about him and the fighting style that he has?
I think it's going to be super exciting. I just, for some reason, I just think, um, I plan on standing and trading with him. I think my style of striking and his style of predominantly boxing, he's predominantly a boxer, uh, is gonna be fireworks. And for 5 rounds, I'm like, dude, it's gonna be a good one. It gets me excited. And it was one of those things like talking with my management, and we were kind of trying to figure out the options after the last fight,
Mm.
and they're saying, "Oh, we can wait for something bigger and maybe in January." And I was like, "Dude, no, I want to fight." I was like, "I do this to fight. I've been active. I'm just getting better and better." I was like, "Let me defend my belt." And they were just kind of like, "Okay, if that's what you want to do." And I was like, "Yeah, like I need to stay active and I need to fight." So, I really wanted this, and so I've taken it really seriously, and I plan on it being fireworks, but I plan on dominating ultimately in the end. I'm just a much more well-rounded fighter, and I've got more weapons than he does, and that's just the bottom line. And I want him more.
What is the process you take to understand your opponent, to study your opponent, or do you just let the coaches do it all and then you kind of, feed off them?
Yeah, so mostly when the fight first gets announced, I'll watch a little bit of tape
Mhm.
and just look them up, see what they've done. But I usually let kind of Joe kind of dissect the video, and we really just start to like hone in on a game plan.
Mhm.
And so, but most of the time, I just watch a little bit of the film when the first fights gets announced, and then I'm just worried about what I'm going to do. I just feel like mentally, a lot of fighters really know their opponent, but they don't really know themselves all that well. And like they're not worried about what they're going to do. They're worried about the other guy and what he's going to bring to the table. And it's like, dude, what about you, man? What makes you special? And, you know, I've looked at my last couple fights and like, you know, I would say they're good fights. I'd say they're good fights and I show good skill, but it's even going to get better. And I know for sure I'm capable of better. So, and that's what I'm striving for. So I plan on putting on a masterclass. Like I want to be dominant. I think the fight will be fireworks at times, but I plan on dominating in the end. So
You make an interesting point about, when some fighters obsess over their opponent too much to where they psych themselves out. Could that possibly be a thing?
yeah, 100%. I just think guys get on the when they get so obsessive about the opponent, they become reactive because they're
Mhm.
reacting to old fights, they're reacting to old video, and then you get in there and you're like, all right, I'm ready for it all. Like, let's go. But then you're like, dude, what about me? Like, what,
Mhm.
And so I just feel like it's a mental lapse in judgment, Getting ready for a fight, think about what you're gonna do. Like, what are you gonna establish? Like, I'm not gonna be reacting to Joaquin. He's gonna be reacting to me because I got more weapons and I'm a better fighter. So that's just how I feel.
And who's the cast and crew, man, helping you prepare?
Oh, say that again. Sorry.
Who's part of the cast and crew that's helping you prepare?
Okay, so I got Joe Stevenson. He's my head coach.
Of course.
And then I have my striking coach, Nathan Corbett. He's an 11-time Muay Thai world champ. The guy is a complete legend, and he's an insane coach. I've been working with him the last probably 2 years on my striking alone, and he's just completely taking it to a new whole other level. Um, on top of that, I've got let's see, those are the two main coaches. My training partners, Richie Rodarte. Please watch out for this kid. He hasn't fought in a while, but he's one of those guys that every round that we spar is like a pay-per-view round. So he's on the up and coming. Him, Chase Peel, my teammates here at Dan Henderson's, like
Mhm.
we train hard. Um, so that's kind of the casting crew for Team Creighton. I've got my family too. My family's a big part of it. Um, Even though I'm fighting in Sacramento, which is nowhere close to where I live or where I'm from, I'm showing up with like 30 people. My whole family's flying out from the East Coast. And then my mom and her family are coming up from San Diego. We're all flying out together. So um, I got a lot of support, man. I've been doing this for a while, and everybody just sees like, hey, I work really hard, I really want it, and I'm really skilled, and so I've got a whole crew behind me, and so I'm forever grateful. Um, I'm doing it for me, but I'm doing it for them too because they've sacrificed a lot to just like get me to training, get me to
Mhm.
fights, like help me cut weight. Like my mom's literally my weight cutting coach. She literally shows up. She's got a portable sauna and she has like a sauna suit and she has everything dialed in. Like she's been doing this for 10 years. Like
Mhm.
so it's just a full around team effort in the end and I love that. So
Yeah, man. That support is so pivotal in a fighter's
yeah.
career. I think if you don't have it, it's hard, man. It's hard to like. I don't know. It's hard. I think for a lot of guys,
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, man. And then I got one more shout out. Coach
Mm,
Kale, he's my strength and conditioning coach. I just started working with him for this fight. I wasn't working with him for the last fight, um, and it's been amazing. I'm definitely gonna come in the best shape I've ever been in my life. So, um, through all the coaches and all my teammates, I know I'm gonna get the job done because I just I have a good team around me. So,
yeah, it's gonna be crazy in Sacramento, man. November
dude,
18th, A1 Combat 15. The title is on the line. You're defending the title, and who knows what's gonna be next after this, right? The what do they
I
say? The
think,
world is your oyster.
yeah, man, I think after this one, people are going to really wake up. Then there's
Mhm.
no more excuses. There's no more, oh, he's not finishing guys. Oh, he doesn't have enough fights. Like, dude, I'm going to finish him. I'm going to get the finish. And whatever happens next, I want to fight in the big show. Um, whether it's UFC 1, PFL, I don't really care. Um, I just know that at some point I'm going to be a world champ, and whatever organization has the smarts to sign me before the other ones do, good for them, because I'm coming. So it's up to them who they want to go with, but I plan on taking over wherever I go. So
Yeah, it's time to make decent money, right? In your
yeah,
career.
man. I'm tired of being broke. Ask my wife; she'll tell you. Me, I'm freaking tired of being broke. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's time to fight. It's time to fight in big fights, and I'm more than prepared for that. So I'm excited for the
Yeah.
future, whatever the future holds.
Yeah, man. All the best, man, in the fight coming up, and we'll be speaking soon again. And I have a feeling that after this one, you'll be going somewhere. You know what I mean? Somewhere big.
Somewhere big, man. Yeah, I think it'll be the best performance to date, and then people will realize like, oh shit. And yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm living in the moment, and I feel great, and it's time to get in there. I'm just ready to go.